What's up guys, I'm Daniel with Forte Athletics, and today I'm going to be sharing the 7 most important movement patterns for you to start training during the off season. Who knows when we're going to take the field again? I don't know, you don't know, your staff don't know, no one knows. But what we do know is that when you get back on the field, you're either going to be strong and ready, or you're going to feel like a couch potato. And I'm going to let you decide which one you want. If you want to get stronger and train the right things, stick around to the end of this video. I got you. Let's get into the video. First up, we got the squat. And squatting is absolutely king when it comes to building that lower body strength and power. The movement involves lowering the hips towards the ground while maintaining an upright trunk. This is going to train your glutes, this is going to train your quads, this is going to train your spinal erectors, your core, it gets everything. The whole shebang. So great for the body. There are many variations that you can perform. I'm going to share a few of them. Starting with the bodyweight squat, which is fantastic because you don't need any equipment. You can do it anywhere. Anywhere. Next up, we got the goblet squat. This is where you hold a weight in front of your body. It can be a dumbbell, it can be your baby sister, it can be your instrument, whatever. Hold it in front of you and then squat down. This is going to target more of your quads. Another variation we have is a barbell back squat. People love this move because you can just load that bar up with weight. And this is going to target more of your glutes and your back sides, which you need for marching forward. The squat. Make sure you do it. Next up, we have the hinge. A strong hinge is essential for protecting that spine when you go down to pick up your equipment. This movement pattern involves lowering and raising the torso from the hips while maintaining a rigid spine. This movement pattern is going to hit your glutes. It's going to get a lot of your hamstrings in the back of that thigh and your spinal erectors. But you're really going to use all the muscles on the backside of your body to help stabilize. A couple variations for you. We got the Romanian deadlifts. This is working hip extension. You're really going to feel that in your hamstrings. Next up, we have a deadlift, which is a technique for picking up heavy things from the ground. If you do this move, you really want to make sure you keep your chest up, because if your chest caves down towards the ground, there's a chance you're going to blow out your back, and we do not want that, my friend. Next up, we have kettlebell swings. In this case, I'm using a dumbbell, but like I said, you can use whatever you want. This is great for building that explosive power that you're going to want when you're marching on the field. The hinge. You got to do it. Next up, we got the lunge. Lunges are great for building that split stance strength. So many people are going down, taking a knee on the field with their equipment. They got to stand back up. Some people lose balance. Some people can't even get up off the ground. This will help with that. It builds strength in the legs and stability in the foot and the ankle, the knee, the hip, all of it. This is going to work your glutes, your hamstrings, and your quads. And there's a couple variations we got here. First, we'll talk about the stationary lunge, where you take a step forward, balance, and then push yourself back to the starting position. Next, we got side lunges, taking a step out to the side, keeping that chest up. If anybody crab walks here, you're definitely going to want to throw this into the mix. Next up, we got the Bulgarian split squat, my personal favorite. It's a great alternative when you don't have access to heavy equipment. Lunges, you gotta do them. Next up, we got the push. Pushing is one of the best ways to build upper body strength in the front side of the body. Maybe you need to hold your equipment in front of you and you don't want your arms trembling and shaking. Maybe you gotta toss your rifle 5,000 feet in the air and catch it. Or maybe you just want to look swole while you're carrying your drum or playing your marimba. Whatever it may be, pushing, great way to build strength. It can be done in 2 directions. The first one is a horizontal push, like you see in a bench press or a push-up. These both involve a horizontal pushing pattern. The other way is a vertical pushing pattern, like you would see in an overhead press or a pike push-up. These will build a little bit more strength in the shoulders. And you can also go in the downward direction, that is also in the vertical plane. It's gonna build more of that chest. Push-ups, you gotta do them. Next up, we got the pull. Pulling involves bringing the hands towards the body, and it is a great way to build strength in the backside of the body, which you really need for standing with great posture and good presence. So many people are lacking strength in this area of their body, and it shows. It shows by their presence on the field, so don't let that be you. You don't want to hit the field looking like that. Pulling is going to work all the back muscles. It'll hit your biceps, it'll get your rear delt, just the backside of your shoulder, and it can also be divided into two categories. There's horizontal pulling, like in a bent over row. There's also an Australian pull-up, which is a pull-up from down under. And there's also vertical pulling, like in a pull-up. If you're having difficulty with pull-ups, definitely stick to some horizontal pulls to start building that strength that you need. But pull-ups, you gotta do them. The twist. Twisting involves rotating the trunk like we see many wind players do while they're marching, or stabilizing it against a rotational force like we see when the drum line spins and tries to stop their drums from rotating around their neck. It can be divided into two categories. We got twisting, like we see in a Russian twist, or bicycles. Both these movements are about rotating the spine and not cranking on the head. There's also anti-rotational exercises like a pull-off press. We also got a single arm plank, and the body's gonna wanna rotate or fall down towards the side where there's no arm. You gotta use your core muscles to stabilize your spine. Twisting, you gotta do it. The last movement pattern to focus on is called gait. The gait cycle refers to the human technique for locomotion. We see this when people are walking, or maybe they're jogging, or maybe they're marching. And gait cycle requires strength, coordination, and balance, and activates almost every muscle in the body. Gait, you gotta do it. Anyone out there who's looking to build an athletic physique should focus on these 7 movement patterns as well as the variations within them. Focusing your training on these movement patterns will help your workouts be efficient and effective. Who doesn't want that? Each of these movement patterns we discussed today is worthy of its own tutorial, so let me know down in the comments which one you are interested in learning more about. If you enjoyed this video, please show it some love. I would greatly appreciate it. And thank you for tuning in. That is all for today, friends. Over and out.